Hey guys, welcome back to Dragon Age Origins, and today we're going to continue exploring Lothering and doing side quests. So let's go. Okay. So, oh, look at chest.
It is begun.
Oh, more health. Yay. Okay. So we have to get rid of some bandits for one of the side quests. And they should spawn in this area. There they are. Alright. Kill some bandits. And totally miss.
Tear them apart! Watch out! There's another begin the onslaught. Here.
Alistair, heal! Goodness.
It is begun.
We must fight. Let us do it quickly.
Here, let's get into range here. I should heal Alistair.
Begin the onslaught.
Now we do battle.
Very well. I am done with that one.
I think we work well together.
Okay. Any looting? Nope. Okay. So then there and there and okay. Let's go this way. Oh, we got a bunch of Mbaris.
It shall be done. Missed! Let us end this! I am ready. You will learn to fear me!
Right.
Wipe them out!
Right.
Now you fall. Don't give them the advantage.
Go!
Very well. It shall be done. Too easy!
Oh, wait, okay. Oh, whatever. Okay. I'll grab that later. Oh boy, spiders.
It shall be done.
Now we do battle.
I must maintain. It's your time to die. Oh, this should be good.
Okay, there we go.
It shall be
Look,
done.
toxin
It is begun.
extract. Oh well. I don't know what's going
I shall
on with
do
all
it.
the textures. Okay. Anything in here? Nothing? Okay. Alright. So let's go finish off those bandits. They should be around the corner here. Somewhere. Some elf fruit.
As you say.
Back! I am your death!
I shall do that.
No, Alice is dead, damn it. Oh well.
More the fools say.
Now we get our hands dirty.
Okay.
It is begun.
Let us end this! Another battle, I see. Blast! Blah! Have you no concern for your own existence? Begin the onslaught.
Okay.
Very well. As you say. It shall be done.
Yes? Fools!
I am ready.
Alright, there we go. These two should get up. And... that didn't work, did it? What? Come on. There we go. Goodness, I don't know what that was about, but okay. Alright. Let's go search this chest and the sack. Take all your stuff. Take this. And was there anything... Okay, so that's the main quest. So I should go turn in that quest. And there should be a couple more that show up. Let's check Alistair's equipment because I got some new stuff. Put that on. Put that on. Put that on. Put that on. So you need 38 to use that. 4. I should sell something. Okay. Okay. And I have you using sword and shield, so this stuff is basically useless at this point. Alright, so Morgan. Maybe we should get you better armor. You're fine right now. Alright. So, okay. Heavy armor. anyways. So I guess we'll head back to the chantry board. And turn in those quests. And then there should be some new ones after I turn these
You
ones
ate
in.
my entire bag of herbs, you foolish dog. Do not think I am unaware of where it went. It is your own fault for being so entirely gluttonous. Several of those herbs were poisonous. You should be pleased they did not kill you. Do not be ridiculous. I am certainly not going to give you more, even if I did have more to give. Oh, you have some nerve, creature, and your breath leaves much to be desired. Off you go.
Oh.
We shall see. I promise nothing.
Oh.
Let him take notice and shine upon thee, for thou hast done his work this day.
Thank you. Alright. What do we got? Bears. Okay, go kill a bear or some. Last keepsake. What is this one? Return her body. Okay, so these should both be up top again. So let's go. Morgan, can you make more? Yeah, let's make a bunch of that. Okay. Wait, I don't want to be. There we go. Okay, so I think the corpse, and that should be the bear. So I think, yeah, right here.
As you say. No quarter shall be given.
There sure are a lot of holes. Holy.
You will learn to fear me.
Alistair's just being mobbed right now.
I shall do
Cut them apart. Now we get our hands dirty.
Oh, Alistair's dead. Oops. Oops!
I am your death. Too easy. We are victorious again.
Okay, wow,
won?
that was
We did?
great.
Yay, we...
Oh, Alistair. Take that. Okay. Any drops? Nope, 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 nope. Oh, there's one. Take that healing. I think that was it. Okay, so let's go check on the corpse. We found the body of the boy's mother and have recovered her keepsake. Yeah. Okay. So, now we gotta go fight a bear. Have fun. Or bears. There's a couple bears.
I shall do
Away
Run
from
while
the
you
one
can.
left.
as you say.
You will learn to fear me.
Are we not attacking?
It is begun. I must maintain. Now we do battle! For the fools, they.
Oh,
I will not be defeated.
Done.
there we go. Alright, so that's done. Maybe. I think so. These. Okay. Alright, so let's take this death route and head back. To the chanter.
The path of righteousness is full of hardship, but the Maker smiles upon its travelers. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks.
Awesome. And I think that's it. Yep, no more quests. Alright. Okay, so let's level up. And I've got a specialization. I want... I think I want the ranger. And I can't grab it? Not yet unlocked. Okay. It's interesting. Okay, so I want maybe some strength. Let's go strength and dexterity for right now. Okay, so you have to unlock these. But I think talking to certain people unlocks different specializations. So I have to wait until I can unlock those. What else do we have here? Okay, let's... I guess since I do swap between, we'll take that. And then Alistair. I'm gonna keep... Actually, let's see. Let's get you some more constitution. And another bit of strength. Alright, we'll do this one. Okay. Okay, so let's see, let's check our journal here. Check our quests. Oh. So we've done all those. I think we're basically done with Lothering. So I think we will leave. Because there really isn't much more we can do here. Let me just check the map quick. Nothing of interest. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We're basically done here, so we are going to leave. Let me just check for any items floating around. There's some elf fruit over there. And some people over here. And a chest. Short bow, and I can't take it. And do I want it? Not really. We're just gonna leave it then. Okay.
We done heard what was said. You're a warden. I don't know if you killed King Kalen, and make her forgive me, I don't care. But that bounty on your head could feed a lot of hungry bellies. Attack!
Okay.
I am your death! Away with you! Now we look at
They're just everywhere. Alright, he's pretty resilient.
Run while you can. If we must fight, let us do it quickly. Cross me and you shall die.
Alright. Commoner clothing. I don't really see a point in taking it. Okay. Take that. Okay, we'll go with that. Just take that anyways. Get some elf fruit. Because you can never have too much elf fruit.
Away with you, foul creatures! Leave us alone! Someone help us!
It is begun. Very well. No order shall be given. Quickly, we must fight!
That's it!
I am your death!
Okay, done with you now! No! Down!
Enough!
That.
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
You're welcome.
The name's Bodahn Sandal, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
I don't think his beard and mustache loaded properly. Oh dear. It's a bit complicated, but you're welcome to come along.
Complicated? Somehow I imagine that only says half of it. Thank you for the offer, but there may be more excitement on your path than is good for my boy and me. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Okay.
It shall be done.
Blood mage. Take that.
I shall do it.
Take that. Take these. Oh, come on. Alright, well let's... I don't really want to sell it though. We'll just get rid of that for right now. So I want this.
As you say.
Can I take these? No, I can't take anything. Okay, well, let's see. Dagger. I can get rid of. It's fine. 12, 13, and 11. So let's get rid of this one. And we'll take that. Anything else hiding? Nope. Alright. Anything else to say?
We'll be off
Nope.
as soon as this mess is cleaned up.
Alright.
Thank you kindly for all your assistance.
I think we shall leave now. Yes. The fire
Bad
looks
dreams,
horrible.
huh?
It seems so real.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon, is that the dragon?
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for. To deliver unpleasant news and witty one-liners. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Okay. Alright. Oh, got some approval with Alistair. So many quests. I think most of them are... I think a bunch of those were DLC that were added in. Okay, so... let's get some of these people equipped. So, Liliana, start with you. Do you have a bow? You do not. So, we're going to give you this long bow. There you go. And I got rid of a dagger, so... Can you use this? Can we do this and this? Okay, we'll do that for now. Armor. 1 and 1. So we'll give you the studded helmet. Okay, your shoes are better. And yours are better. And we'll give you that. Give you splint mail. Okay, and you can't. And then Sten. 13. 1 8. Armor penetration. Yeah, okay, we'll just leave that. And a helmet. 175 heavy chainmail and 510 chainmail. And I don't have any gloves, I see. That's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna give you this. But I have no one-handed, so whenever I get one-handed, we can slap that on. I can sell that and that. A bunch of this. No accessories. Okay. Can't remember who likes what. That's okay. Okay, so. Should do that for now. So, okay, that's a quest. That's a quest. Let's talk to Liliana.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
What then?
When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rosebush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the Blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
I suppose I couldn't sit by either.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a Blight to stop.
But we're not done talking, Liliana.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
What was life in the life like in the Chantry cloister?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
Condescending, how so?
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
What did you say to them?
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the Chantry says, and the Chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
There's more talking to be done. I should close that out.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in Lothering's Chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
They don't teach you how to fight in the cloister, do they?
Did you think I was always a cloistered sister? The Chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
What did you do before that?
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course.
I'm
Let's
sure
move
that's
on.
all it is, Liliana.
Yes?
Yes, I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
You're a traveling minstrel. Do you have tales to share?
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Tell me about Darkspawn.
Chantry law says it is man's pride that created the Darkspawn. In ages past, the mages of the Tevinder Imperium ruled much of the world we know. In their pride, they thought their magics invincible and imagined that they were greater than the Maker himself. So thinking, they invaded his golden city, planning to take it for themselves and depose their own creator. But they were impure and full of sin. And it is with the sin that they tainted the golden city, corrupting it forever. The Maker cursed them and cast them from his sight. Wherever they went, they spread the taint of their sin. Any land that was touched by the taint became blighted and would suffer no life. Instead, the Darkspawn arose to torment us and remind us of our hubris.
Know any stories from Orlais?
Of course, Orlesians enjoy telling stories. I shall tell you my favorite tale of Aveline, the Knight of Orlais.
That sounds interesting.
A long time ago, a girl child was born to a farmer. He had hoped for a son, not a daughter, and so he told his wife to abandon the child in the woods. Before the cold could claim her, the baby was found by a tribe of Dalish elves who took pity on the poor mewling thing and raised her as their own. Aveline, for that is what they called her, grew strong and quick and clever under the guidance of the elves. She learned to wield the sword as well as any man, could kill a deer with an arrow at 100 paces, and was as graceful on the back of a horse as she was on foot.
Continue, please.
Aveline's Dalish guardians saw that she could easily best any Orlesian chevalier in battle, and wanted to show the cruel humans the child they had left to die. they bestowed upon her a fine horse and armor, and sent her to prove herself to her people in the grand tourney. Now in those days, no woman was allowed to take up arms, let alone compete in the grand tourney, but Aveline kept her helmet on and was not discovered.
Go on.
Aveline won many events and gained the approval of the adoring crowd. Eventually, she came face to face with the knight Kaleva in the grand melee. Aveline had already bested him in the joust, and Kaleva was determined not to lose a second time. Out of desperation to regain his honor, Kaleva tripped Aveline and tossed her to the ground, ripping off her helmet as he did so. Silence fell upon the arena as Aveline was revealed. Kaleva declared the previous competitions invalid. A woman had taken part, and this was not allowed. But the crowd cheered for Aveline. Kaleva was furious, for he had lost to a woman and was now being shamed. Blinded by his rage, he forced Aveline to her knees. "Know your place, woman," cried he, and slit her throat.
I was hoping for a happy ending.
The son of the king, Prince Freyan, was present. He recognized Aveline's skill and bravery and began to see the injustice done to the women in his land. When he was made king, he rewrote the laws of Olay so that women could also become chevalier. He honored Aveline and knighted her after her death. And to this day, any female who is knighted reveres Aveline the Brave, for she is the patron of all women chevalier.
Do you have any Ferelden legends?
I know one, told to me by my mother a long time ago. It always chilled me to the bone. Maybe you have heard of Flemeth?
Oh, yes. I met Flemeth in the Kakari Wilds.
Are you sure? Was she the Flemeth of legend? Flemeth, the devourer of men? Flemeth, mother of witches? Flemeth, demon-touched, who dwells in the mists?
She didn't really introduce herself as such.
Ferelden mothers scare their daughters with talk of Flemeth. They say that if you're bad, Flemeth will spirit you away and bind you to her forever. They also say that Flemeth mourns her lost beauty and will steal yours through your looking glass if she catches you.
Tell me the whole story.
Flemeth's beauty was known throughout the land. She had hair like unto a moonless night, skin as pale as winter's first snow, and eyes as beautiful and perilous as the sea. When she came of age, she came to the attention of the Lord of Highever, Conobar, and he took her for his wife. Conobar soon learned that his young bride had the gift of magic. He kept this a secret, for he feared that she would be taken from him. Flemeth stayed with Conobar for some years, and with his blessing, she practiced her art. And then one day, a young poet named Osen came to the castle. Flemeth was captivated by Osen's voice, and he by her beauty, and they fell in love.
What happened then?
Flemeth longed to be with her true love, and she and Osen fled from Conobar's lands, seeking refuge in the Kokari wilds with the chasing tribes. They lived there happily for many a year, till the day Flemeth received news that Conobar was dying and longed to see her face one last time. Flemeth's heart swelled with pity for the man who once was her husband, and begged Osen to return to Conobar's side with her. But when Flemeth and Osen entered Highever, they were captured by Conobar's men, and Osen was slain in front of Flemeth's eyes. Flemeth was imprisoned in the highest tower of the castle, there to await Conobar's judgment on her. Distraught at the loss of her love, Flemeth plotted revenge against her husband. She summoned a fey demon, intending for it to wreak vengeance on Conobar. But a spell went awry. The demon possessed Flemeth. Turning her into an abomination, the halls of the castle ran red with blood as Flemeth slaughtered Conobar and all his men. The last of Flemeth's humanity melted away, and at dawn, she stole back to the wilds to plot and scheme for 100 years. They say she took to her side many chastened men, and with their help begat her daughter witches, who even now prowl the dark places of the Kokari wilds.
There was another story I wanted to hear.
Which one?
Do you know anything about the Dalish?
I know a little about your people, but I may be misinformed, and I would hate to offend you.
That is why we must learn more about each other.
I have heard a little about how the elves gained their freedom from the Tevinter Imperium. When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, the elves joined her cause to fight their masters. The great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his people. He foresaw a future where the elves were free. Shatan was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in a land of their own.
It didn't last.
The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no chantry. This angered the chantry, and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The chantry declared a wholly exalted march against the elves, named for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule, living in the human cities as second-class citizens. But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. They were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish.
What do you know about
Andraste was the Maker's chosen. The Maker had long since abandoned the world when the sound of her singing turned his ear. Beauty, grace, and wisdom enraptured him, and he offered to take her from this flawed world to become his divine bride. But Andraste had an earthly husband and would not forsake him. Instead, she beseeched the Maker to return to his people once more. So earnest was her plea that the Maker was moved, and promised that he would create a paradise on earth if all abandoned their false gods and turned once more to him. And this is why Andraste began her exalted march on the idolaters of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker granted her his powers with which to smite her enemies. Andraste brought the Imperium to its knees, and her victories converted many to the worship of the Maker.
How did Andraste die?
Alas, it was the frailties of men that betrayed and killed Andraste. Her earthly husband, Maferath, a chieftain of the Alamari tribes himself, grew jealous as his wife's popularity and influence overshadowed his own. She was also revered as the Maker's betrothed, and Maferath began to see their own bond waning in significance as Andraste became ever more devoted to the Maker. Out of envy and spite, Maferath made a pact with the Archon Hysarian of Tevinter, allowing his beloved Andraste to be ambushed and captured. Andraste was burned at the stake in Minrathous, the capital of Tevinter.
But Tevinter has a chantry, doesn't it?
The Tevinter chantry claims that in Andraste's last moments, Hysarian's heart softened, and he heard the voice of the Maker telling him to end her suffering. He plunged his sword into her heart, and as her blood washed over his hands, he became one of the faithful. Dissenters said that the Archon only converted because he could not stem the tide of Andraste's cult, and was forced to do so to stay in power. We will never know for sure.
Let's just move on. Is there anything else, Liliana?
Yes?
No. Okay. Alright, let's go talk to Alistair.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
Anything new about the
Such
Grey
as they are.
Wardens? No.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
Nothing new. Alright. Cool. Talk to our dog.
Oh, why, you little...
What?
Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
Aw. Poor baby. There's hardly any blood drawn. Still, he shouldn't have. He waves his head.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Aw.
I once heard a really old legend about how the hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Aw. Alistair. I'd never feed you another human being.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
Look at what your fool dog placed in my pack. A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables.
It's the thought that counts. He means well.
The dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
Don't do it again. You're a war dog, not a nursemaid. Aw, he hangs his head. Aw, so cute.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
Trying to find a way through the earth, are we? Happy bark. Oh, he does. He goes back to digging. It's going to take some time, you know. Short bark. Continues digging. Well, good luck with that then. Sir Bun ignores you and keeps digging. Buns. My boy. He bounces around you, barking excitedly. Pet Sir Buns. He rolls around happily on his back. Aw, so cute. So cute. Alright, let's go talk to Sten.
Why are we stopping?
I think we should talk for a moment.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Indeed it is. Are you alright? You were in that cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
I've never seen a canary before. Tell me about your people.
No.
No, why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Oh, well. A little hostile, aren't we?
Many humans have said that to me. I do not understand it. If I were indeed hostile, you would be bleeding.
Fair enough. So this is you being calm and helpful?
Couldn't you tell?
No. You said you were in the army?
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, elf.
So you must know your way around a battlefield, then?
Some of them. They aren't all alike.
Are you always this bad at answering questions?
Generally. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
What's your hurry?
What a strange language you speak. You say hurry where I would say duty.
It's not your duty to handle the blight, though.
No, it is yours, and you are chatting with me instead.
Well, we should get moving.
As you wish.
But I'm not done chatting.
Yes.
Chat some more. I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
To answer a question.
What was the question?
The Arishok asked what is the blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
Don't you have to report back then?
Yes.
Okay, so what are you still doing here then?
I cannot go home.
Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the dark spawn waiting.
What were you doing in that cage?
Sitting, as you observed.
Cute. You're the silent type, I see.
Your grasp of the obvious is remarkable.
You don't like me much, do you?
Warden, if I truly disliked you, I would leave. That I am still here, you may interpret however you choose.
Are you going to answer my question?
I did. Parshera, was there anything else?
I wanted to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
Never mind.
Then I suggest we move on.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Okay, I guess I have
Very
nothing
well.
else to say. Let's go.
As you wish.
Unless something else pops up when I talk to him again.
Yes,
Okay.
as you wish.
Let's assume no. Got some more approval. Alright. Okay, let's grab this quest. And then we'll talk to
You're
him
a
again.
hard woman to find.
Oh.
Where are my manners? The name is Levy. Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
I'm Miss Dragon. I've never heard of you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
Oh, what promise did Duncan make to you?
My family, well, past a bit checkered, to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden Commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Orland banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
Just tell me what I need to know.
Duncan wanted to reclaim the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak, and perhaps we'll uncover evidence to restore my family's honour along the way. Nobody's been to Soldier's Peak since the Grey Wardens were banished, but I found a way. They say it's haunted, and it's certainly dangerous. Will you help me?
Yes, your family's faith will be rewarded. I will help you.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so that's a new quest. Okay, so...
It's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodahn at your service, once again. I saw your camp and remembered the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
I love discounts. What are you selling exactly?
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits and the like. If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago.
You're free to stay, just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Awesome. I'm actually gonna talk to
Hello.
Sandal.
The
Hello.
boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
I want some enchanting done.
Enchantment!
Alright, so... Oathkeeper is the only thing I can enchant. Well, I think I'll just stick that on for right now. Okay, accept. Okay, so I need to see your
If there's
wares.
anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
So what's your story exactly?
Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Why did you leave?
One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
What happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tides. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Better to do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now here you are.
Yes, here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
That was generous of you.
It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Let me see your wares,
I'm
Bodahn.
sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And with your discount.
Yay. Discount. Okay, I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna sell this. that. I'm gonna sell these. I think I'll sell that too. Sell that. Sell one of those. Sell that. Sell those. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Okay. Backpack. We're gonna take that. 15. So I need... Okay, so... I think that one's Alistair's. That's Den's. I think that's Liliana's. I think this is Alistair's too. That's for Mabari. I think that's Morgan. That's Ogren. That's Shale. I don't remember who that's for. It's Ogren. What is this? I don't know who that is. I'm not sure about that one. It could be Alistair's, but I'm not sure. Okay. So. It's other, I think. Yeah. I think that might be Alistair's too. I'll have to check, but I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, this is Alistair's. Oh, then whose is this? I don't know.
I could get used to this, you know.
Okay. Oh. Really? Else you can play with this puppet and it... What? Oh. Okay, anyways. So, Alistair doll.
I am grateful. 'Tis thought.
Yes, stick. Loot.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't...
And that...
I am impressed. My thanks.
Oh, whose is this? I don't know. So, let's see here. Here. Okay. So, we got some new abilities for everybody. Holy. Okay. Okay, that's just gonna keep going. So, was that it that I wanted to do here? I still don't know what those are for. Okay, let's go talk to Morgan. And I think everybody has some new dialogue now that I got their
your command.
approval up. I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Can you teach others?
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
And why not?
I was told to accompany you and to help you, and that I shall. This may extend to the teaching of my mother's skills in time. For now, I simply do not know you well enough. I promise nothing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
I await your command.
So...
I
can't
full
remember
of
if there's anything
questions,
else
are
to
you?
ask. Is Flemeth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
A powerful Maleficar?
You mean, is she truly the Flemeth of legend and story? Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I'm more interested in the truth.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Yes, I've heard this part.
The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to another man?
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
So she truly loved Osen then?
That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Even my people have heard of Cormac.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
How is it that Flemeth has survived for so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Do you believe her version?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
The legend tells of Flemeth having some daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Interesting story, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than
I'm
I,
sure she does.
but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother died a long time ago.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on. I await your command.
So life in the wilds must have been very lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
And did they speak back?
Don't be foolish. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
I can't imagine Flemeth was pleased.
She was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
But you were just a child.
And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
They made you stronger, didn't they?
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality. I await your command.
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Why, never mind. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's where we're gonna leave this video for today. We'll continue next time. Probably start with checking in on our party members and seeing if they have new dialogue and stuff. So I will see you next time then. Bye-bye.